This past year, a lot has changed around the globe. For gamers like us, even when times are hard, and even when things get rough, some games still manage to make us smile, inspire us, and bring us happiness however we define it. Today, a lot of people in the US are saying thanks during Thanksgiving, and we've asked our staff to join in, as we say thanks, in our first ThanksGaming. Hear about what games new or old that got our staff through 2021, then hop into the comments and tell us a little about the games that got you through 2021. First up, we have our illustrious hardware editor Chris Koch, who had a busy 2021. The first game he was thankful for was Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that came out 3 years ago, but he finally came around to completing his playthrough that he worked on for more than a year. He loved the graphics, the character development, and the decisions and repercussions he dealt with along the way. He was also thankful for World of Warcraft, a game he constantly finds his way back to from time to time. World of Warcraft's influence has tethered him to the genre, and despite the company's tumultuous year, the impact and memories of World of Warcraft continue to this day. On the hardware end, Chris is thankful for DLSS, or Deep Learning Super Sampling, and FSR, FIDELITYFX Super Resolution. Both of these features on their respective NVIDIA and AMD GPUs have extended the life of older graphics cards a little further, letting gamers experience newer titles that could have been out of reach due to graphics card shortages that continue to this day. Staff writer Kevin Chick also managed to get caught up in his gaming backlog. Listen to what he had to say about what game series he was thankful for this past year.
Hey folks, Kevin here. When I was first asked about what game I was thankful for this past year, I had trouble picking one. What I finally settled on was the Batman Arkham series of games, specifically Batman Arkham Knight. While I did play Asylum and Origins near their original release dates, I never had the chance to actually finish up the storyline of either game. Over the past year, I had to deal with a few health issues in my personal life, and at a low point I needed a distraction and thought a few decent narrative games would fit the bill. Enter my extensive backlog of Steam games, like I expect a lot of people have these days. I started playing the Arkham games in chronological order, finishing each main story and most DLC content. Batman Arkham Knight was the icing on the cake for me. It brought everything together, and gunning around the city in the Batmobile felt great, even if the controls are a bit of an issue unless you're in tactical mode. It really hit the spot for me and provided a break from everything going on in the world and in my personal life. Now, it's hyped me up, and I can't wait for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Gotham Knights, which are releasing next year.
Staff writer Chris Saxon is a lover of JRPG games, and he finds the Tales series quite captivating. This year's Tales of Arise made it to the top of his list of games he is thankful for. With some much improved graphics in Tales of Arise and a compelling story that coincides with some exceptional gameplay, Chris believes that this latest Tales game may be the absolute best in the series. Our editor-in-chief, Joseph Bradford, had 2 games to be thankful for this year. Listen to what he had to say.
When I look back on the games that have helped me get through 2021, there are actually quite a few of them. The Elder Scrolls Online Blackwood comes to mind, as does EVE Online, both of which have been mainstays for me throughout the year, allowing me to play with some of my favorite people in the world. But 2 games this year stand out for very different reasons. 2021 has allowed me to jump back into my first real MMO love, The Lord of the Rings Online, in a way that has reinvigorated my love for the MMO. There have been times where this MMO has frustrated me, especially as questionable decisions like the mini expansion plague the MMO's recent history. But prepping for my Fate of Gundabad review has allowed me to really fall back in love with the world that Standing Still Games has brought to life. Middle-earth is my favorite fantasy setting, and the stories and experiences SSG gives me whenever I jump back into their version of the world are among some of the best in any MMORPG. As I work through Gundabad, I'm reminded of this, and it's really allowed me to fall back in love with the MMO. As an aside, there is one game I'm grateful for every year, and it's actually the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Funnily enough, it's not necessarily a moment in-game that causes me to be thankful. Sure, countless hours running around Fusro dying things to death will never get old, but rather, Skyrim has allowed me to start my career in games journalism in earnest, and introduced me to friends I now consider to be as close as family. It's through Skyrim that I met many of the people that join me on our occasional Saturday streams, as well as our associate editor here at the site, Shank. This game, regardless of how many times it gets memed to hell, will always be special to me for that very simple fact.
our staff writer Victoria Rose has more than just a few games to be thankful for this year. While she is known for delving into Final Fantasy XIV and loves the mystery and ambience of the secret world, Victoria is thankful for a feature that she believes doesn't get enough credit: role-playing. The presence of roleplay in these games she loves, like Final Fantasy XIV, has kept her entrenched in unique moments that she'll never forget. From meeting new and wonderful friends to the emotions and experiences role-playing evokes, Victoria is thankful to the communities and developers that make the roleplay experience possible. As for me, I've been a gamer most of my life. Gaming has always been a mostly safe space where I could go, blow off some steam, and in the case of MMOs, meet new friends. Over the past year, as social gatherings were scarce and we never knew just when things would open up, meeting with my circle of friends in person was difficult. That's where Fallout 76 came in. With Fallout 76's updates this past year, my close-knit group of friends found a place in Appalachia where we could all be together, launch nuclear missiles in the wasteland, and chase legendary weapons we knew we had next to no chance of ever getting. Despite not being a true MMO, our group met plenty of new friends in Fallout 76 and spent months gaming together, which we hadn't done in years. I'm definitely thankful for Fallout 76 for finding a game we could all play together. If you'd like to read more about why our staff chose the games that they did, head on over to MMORPG.com and read the entire article. Finally, we want to say thank you to our community. Online games are fun because of the communities that surround them, and we love to see our passionate community interact with each other. No matter where you live around the globe, we wish you a happy ThanksGaming Day.